Hello everyone, welcome to another Narc Survivor live video. I am live from my room at this boutique hotel, and I wanted to do a video outside today, but unfortunately there is a storm, so I couldn't do that today. But yeah, in this video we're going to be talking about how no contact affects the narcissist. And it does affect them. It really does get to them when you go no contact, because then you've just cut off their supply. They're no longer getting that attention, that validation, that stimulation from you. So it creates a void that they will of course try to fill. I mean, a narcissist is not just going to sit alone at home and just by themselves without any external stimulation, without any attention. Of course, they're not going to do that. They can't do that. They need constant attention and validation. They need to be praised and admired. So when you go no contact, it will affect them, but they will quickly find new supply. They're not going to stay on their own for long. And, you know, that's how you really know how much you matter to them. How much they cared about you, because if they can move on that quickly with someone else and just forget about you, then you couldn't have been that important to them. But then that's just how it goes with narcissists. They can't be alone for long. It's a bit different with sociopaths and psychopaths. They will stay alone for quite some time, regardless of how many options they have, if it's not the type of supply that they want. So that's an important thing to note as well. The difference between a narcissist and a sociopath and psychopath is that the sociopath and psychopath can be alone for a longer time. With narcissists, they can't even be alone for a day. And that's why they've already got the new supply lined up before they even leave you or before you even go no contact. Because they're very good at that. They can sense it. They know when you are about to leave them. And what they will do, just as you're getting fed up with them, they will go and leave you first. They will beat you to the punch because they are very sensitive to rejection. The last thing they want is for you to reject them first. So they will try to beat you to that, and they will try to cut you off first because of their pride and ego. They have a need to feel important, and they can't deal with the shame and the embarrassment and the humiliation if you were to reject them. But I know many of you who are watching this right now, that's exactly what you did. You rejected them first. You went no contact. And yeah, that will affect them, especially if they're struggling to replace you and find new supply. Because if they are struggling to do that, then it's really going to get to them. And it will cause a huge narcissistic injury. They will be very angry. And they will want to punish you. They will try to get revenge. And they might do that by gossiping about you, starting a smear campaign and enforcing their flying monkeys. Or they may stalk and harass you. They may try and get you in trouble at work. They may try and get you fired from your job. There's so many different things they can do. And yeah, at that stage, up until then, they may have been very predictable, but when you go no contact, there really is no telling what they will do. I can give you my ideas from my research and experience of what I think they might do when you go no contact, but you never know. They might do things they've never done before. They might do things that you don't expect. So you need to be cautious, because they can be very unpredictable at that point. A narcissist without supply is very dangerous. And you will know when they don't have supply because they're very angry. And it's like no matter what you do, you just can't make them happy. They're just always miserable with you because they haven't got that supply. There's nobody validating the illusions of their false self. But if there is, if they do have new supply, you don't even need to see it. All you've got to see is the look on their face. And then you will instantly know whether or not they have that new supply. Because you will see that they are always smiling, they're always laughing, they're happy. Because they've got someone new and it's given them that adrenaline rush. It's making them feel good. So that is how you will know when they do have new supply. And yeah, I mean, if a few weeks or a few months have gone by and they're still like that, they're still coming after you, they're still trying to make your life hell, well, I don't know what kind of narcissist you're dealing with, because normally they get supplies sooner than that. But if they're still coming after you, then that does likely mean that they still haven't found a suitable replacement for you, which is very rare. That doesn't usually happen. I mean, narcissists, they're usually very charming and charismatic. It's not difficult for them to find someone new. A lot of narcissists, they are very attractive people physically. So they can normally replace you on the same day, most of them, I would say. But yeah, I mean, those narcissists that just keep coming after you and so much time is gone and it's like they still haven't forgotten about you. Those are the ones who just can't find a suitable replacement. Maybe they have replaced you already, but their replacement isn't good enough. And that's why they keep coming after you. And that's why it's affecting them so much. But that's how you're going to know if they have moved on and they've forgotten about you, because they're just not even going to be affected anymore. If they haven't got anyone else, they're going to be very angry. And you can test it. You can reach out to them, send them a text, see how they respond. If they respond angrily, that means they have failed to replace you. They haven't got new supply. But if they reply and you can tell they just don't care, they're not bothered that you're gone, or maybe they don't even respond, then in those cases, you've been replaced. They found someone who they think is better than you. And that's why they're not chasing after you anymore. And you shouldn't worry about that, really. I mean, that should make it easier for you to move on. If they have moved on and they found someone who they think is better than you, then that's good. Because it just means they don't care about you, and that's what you should want. If they don't care about you, then why should you care about them? Doesn't make any sense. You see, the most difficult situation is when the narcissist is still there and they're not leaving you alone. And they're not trying to find something better that they think is better, at least. They're not trying to do that. Instead, they're there pretending that they care, pretending like they're trying to help you. That is probably the most difficult situation to deal with, because then you just can't let them go, because that's exactly what you want. You want this person to care, just as you cared about them. And when they give you that, they feed you the illusion, just pulls you right in and you can't let go. You can't go no contact then. It makes it very difficult. So I know those of you, I can understand you may feel upset that the narcissist has moved on, they found someone who's supposed to be better than you. I can understand that it hurts, but trust me, it's a lot easier that way than if they're still there pretending like they care, pretending they're cooperating with you. That makes it a lot more difficult for you to move on. And then you could be in it for a long time. So yeah, the narcissist has moved on, they've forgotten about you, they're not responding to you, they're unaffected by your no contact. That's great. That should be exactly what you want. It's a blessing in disguise. And then you can move on, you can find your freedom, you can live your life how you want to live. And yeah, hopefully they'll stay away. They won't hoover you, they won't come back. They'll just forget about you and move on to someone else, and then someone else again. Because as we know, that's what they do. They go from one person to the next, one home to the next, one job to the next. They just can't stay in one thing with one person. They just endlessly move through this cycle. Love bombing, devaluation, discard, hoovering. And sometimes they go back and forth. They will do, I can say this, they will do whatever they think is going to work. Whatever they think is going to get them what they want, and what they want is attention, validation, admiration, and praise. That's all they care about. People validating the illusions of their false self. And if you're not going to do that, good riddance. They don't need you. They don't care about you. So that's what you got to do. You just treat them like a normal person. Act like you don't give a shit about them. They're not even there. Because as soon as you do that, if you treat them like they're not special, like everyone else, you know, these narcissists, they're all on social media, dating apps. They've got so many simps telling them they're this, they're that, they're amazing, they're beautiful, they're wonderful. And if you're that one person who doesn't want to validate the illusions of a narcissist's false self, they will cut you off like nobody's business. They will get rid of you. Because at that point you're a lost cause. You're worthless to them. They don't need you. All they need is for you to validate the false self. And if you ain't gonna do that, then you might as well get lost. That's how they think. That's how they think. And that should be exactly what you want anyway. That's how you should want them to respond. Because as soon as they do that, it makes it so much easier for you. It makes it easier for you to go no contact. It makes it easier for you to go and walk away. And then you could just focus on yourself. Focus on your own life. The things that you are passionate about. The things that you are interested in. And that's that. It's all done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Like I said, the worst part is when they still pretend like they care. When they're still using their manipulation on you. Because that can really pull you in. That can really mess you up in the head. And it gives you that cognitive dissonance, those two conflicting beliefs, where you don't know who they really are. You don't know if they're Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. That's the worst part. When you know exactly what you're dealing with, it's so much easier to move on. Just relaxing in this boutique hotel for a few days. Enjoying myself, having a good time. As I said, I wanted to make a video outside, but unfortunately there is a storm. So can't do that today. But tomorrow, I think I will be doing a video, and hopefully I can do it at the beach or somewhere nice like that. It will be great. It will be fun. We'll have some great scenery. So yeah, thank you all for joining me on another Narc Survivor live video. If it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up down below. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps to support our community. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. I read your comments every day. Subscribe. One-on-one coaching sessions you can book through my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. And check out my Instagram. It's Narc Survivor, YouTube and Instagram. New pictures and videos every day. Thank you all for joining me. And I will talk to you in another one.